All right, welcome families. Thank you for joining us to this year TK and Kinder Roundup. We're going to go ahead and get started. We will have time for questions at the end of our presentation, but if you have any questions along the way, feel free to put them in the chat and we can get back to you as soon as we can.
Want me to go ahead and welcome everyone? All right, there we go. So hello, everyone. I am Dr. N.T., the Executive Director and founder of REACH, and I wanted to be one of the first people to welcome you to our school. Your children will be in very good hands, as the team that you're going to meet today are very experienced, very hardworking, have dedicated their lives to educating young minds, and are very gifted, talented, and capable. So the parents in the past here at REACH have had nothing but great things to say about these amazing ladies that you're going to meet today. So I have no doubt that you're going to be happy with your decision to place your children in our program. So again, thank you for choosing REACH, and we look forward to meeting with all of you in the fall.
Thank you, Dr. N.T. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin by introducing you to our team members. But before we do that, we're going to go over our parts of our meeting. We're going to begin by, of course, we went over our welcome message. Then we're going to get into our daily routines, curriculum overview for TK and Kinder, must know information, recommendations and guidelines, staying in the loop, supplies, food allergies, and then of course, end of year events and reminders. And this is our team.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Dominguez. I'm a kindergarten teacher here at REACH.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Gill, and I also teach kindergarten here at REACH.
Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Klett, and I also teach kinder at REACH.
Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Holbrook and I teach TK.
And joining our team next year will be Miss Cassidy as one of our TK teachers.
All right, so I will be going over our daily routine. For next year, we want to start off the morning with attendance, and we want everyone to come to school as early as 7:15. And hopefully by 7:40. If your child arrives anytime after 7:50, that would be considered a tardy. So please report your child to the office, and they will give you a yellow slip to let the teacher know why they were late, and we will mark that off. In terms of absences, if your child is sick, you can report it to the office and let them know. If your child has been absent for 3 days in a row or more, they will require a doctor's note, and you just have to go ahead and read the parent-student handbook for additional attendance policy, and that you will get on the first day of school. All right, so for our daily routine at home, so every night we would like for you to check your child's folder and backpack daily and just empty it out, because we will provide either homework or announcement flyers, anything that's important in their homework folder. That will be something that we will provide. And we also recommend having a small backpack for your child, because we have smaller cubbies, which are around 12 by 12 inches in terms of the sizing. So the smaller the backpack would be the best. Rolling backpack is a little bit more difficult to store. So if you can just do the standard 12 by 12 inch backpack, that would be great. Also, please have your child bring their homework folder to school every day, because we will check their homework daily, and we will also updated with other documents. In terms of homework, there are 3 items that we do throughout the year. Bi-weekly, we have reading logs, and that's something you would fill out and will fill out with your child. We recommend that you read daily for 10 minutes or more. If you read more, the better. And we encourage you asking questions so that you can improve their comprehension skills. We also do family projects every month. So that's something that you can look forward to, and it's a fun activity for you and the family, and the child to do together, whether it's like a project about themselves or maybe something that's centered on the theme for that month. Also, we will have items and then items to have at home. We recommend having the items that you see here just to kind of reinforce the activities and the content that we teach the students at school. So manipulatives like the Rec and Rec, or some dice and playing cards, some counters, even domino pieces, coins, beans, anything that you have just to help them with their one-to-one correspondence, or addition, subtraction, or any math related activities. We even use manipulatives to practice phonics as well. All right, and then now we're going to go into curriculum overview.
So I want to just talk about how the curriculum in TK. So we implement a lot of hands-on learning, both in our regular routine and then in our centers every day. The work varies from independent to partner work to teacher-centered. So they will have a group with their teacher every day, or at the very least every week. We do a lot of whole brain teaching strategies, and we have our language art focuses specifically on the alphabetic principle, on sight words, and on CVC words, which is the consonant, vowel, consonant words. So some simple words that they're able to sound out and be able to spell. Our math focuses on number sense and numbers and shape recognition.
Thank you, Ms. Wilkinson. She is our current TK teacher who has done an amazing job this year. We're really going to miss her next year on our team. Taking a look into our kinder curriculum, we are definitely building on the TK curriculum on what they're doing in class with whole brain teaching and all of that, but we do take it a step further. We did enjoy having new ELA curriculum this year that challenged the kids even more with their phonics and different components of reading. So that was really fun to get into. We also do enjoy our science curriculum that is very hands-on and gets the kids to think. And then of course we have our math curriculum that is based 10 Singapore math. We use a lot of whole brain teaching, hands-on as well, doing centers. And if you would like to look at any of the Common Core standards, once this presentation is shared, the links will be live and you can click on them as well to get a deeper dive into the kinder curriculum.
All right, so these are some must-knows for when your student begins to attend REACH. So we do have a uniform and dress code that we follow at REACH. For shirts, it's an Oxford white button-down shirt, so no polo shirts. It's the ones that has buttons all the way down. If students are wearing hoodies or sweaters, they do need to be a solid navy, gray, or white color, so no logos or anything like that. Pants, shorts, skirts, and jumpers are navy or khaki. So no jeans, no cargo shorts or pants, and also no leggings or jeggings for the girls. Socks and tights must be a solid navy or white, also no logos or anything like that. Shoes must be closed-toed shoes, and socks must always be worn for safety reasons. Students are up on their feet all day, they are playing, they are doing PE, lots of different things. So we want to make sure they're safe. And also we recommend that students wear Velcro strap shoes because their shoes come untied all day and it can be difficult for us to get to tying all of their shoes throughout the day. So we recommend that they wear Velcro shoes if they do not know if they don't know how to tie their own shoes. We also have a few spirit days. So on Wednesdays, we wear university or college t-shirts, but their bottoms still have to remain in uniform. And then on Fridays, students wear house colors, their clothes or their shirts. And also if they're wearing the shirt, their bottom is usually uniform as well. And they'll probably get their houses once we begin school. Usually around the first or second week is when they'll get their houses. And so once they get their houses, the shirts can be purchased in the front office. And I believe there's a link on there for the flyer once we share this presentation with you. But this is what the flyer looks like. So on the front, it'll show you the school uniform requirements. It'll shows you what everything looks like. And on the bottom, there's some recommendations of where you can buy uniform items. So places like Old Navy, Children's Place, Walmart. And so these are places where you can find our uniform items for cheaper. And then on alternative uniform days, we also have what you can wear for Wednesdays and Fridays. And then also a note on there that on assembly days, there is no free dress. So on assembly day, students are required to be in uniform. And then there are some free dress days. So we have, usually we have a monthly classroom awarded free dress for best attendance, or sometimes students may may have free dress passes, or sometimes throughout the year, we also have some fun spirit days where they're themed free dress days. So students are able to have free dress as long as they're within the theme, or if they're not, then they're still wearing their uniform. So again, here's some suggestions on where you can purchase uniforms. So this will be shared with you so that you can always go back to this presentation and go through all of these different places for uniforms. And then for dismissal, so kindergarten and TK, we dismiss at 2:45 through 3 p.m. Walk up with our back door. So we will have our back doors open and students can go out that back door through that gate. So you can pick them up there through walk up. Or if they have siblings that are in 1st through 6th grade, they will be released at a later time. So the students stay in our classroom, and then at 3:15, we connect our students with their siblings, and then you can also pick them up in walk up through the front gate at that time. Or if it's after 3:30, then we take them to the office and then you can pick them up there. We also have drive up at 2:45 for TK and kinder only. So they only let cars through that are for TK and kinder at 3:45. Again, if there are students that have siblings that are in 1st through 4th grade, then we connect them with their siblings at 3:15, and then you can pick them up through drive up at 3:15, or if they have siblings that are in 5th and 6th grade, you can pick them up and drive up at 3:30. There is also an after school program that students can attend, and there's more information about that in the front office, and then signups will be at the meet and greet in August. And for parking, so if you're doing walk up, parking is free on the streets, or there is a UCR lot next to us, but it does cost money.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about some recommendations. For all students, they need to have strap shoes. So like we talked about earlier, definitely having the Velcro straps. Not only does that apply for kindergarten, but also for TK. We do spend a lot of time tying shoes, and it allows us to have more learning time in the classroom if they do have Velcro shoes that they're able to do independently. For water bottles, we recommend having a water bottle every single day. It could be the same one, different one, totally up to you. And then snacks. We have a morning snack recess, or they have a second chance breakfast where they are able to eat their snacks. However, in TK, I know that we try to phase out the snacks for PE recess because that does become more structured. And this year, I know that we are trying to work that up even closer than we did this year since we were coming back from the pandemic. I know kindergarten does pretty much the same thing. If they absolutely need a snack, then we try to allow them to have it. But if it's not necessarily needed and they had it at the morning recess and they had their lunch, then they should be okay throughout the day. Parents, go ahead and make sure that you guys are checking Class Dojo daily, and you can also check the Reach Parent portal. One thing that's super, super important is making sure that you label everything. So labeling their water bottles, labeling their lunch boxes, their jackets. I know a lot of the girls wear like the cardigans or like the little sweaters during like the winter or the chilly mornings. Make sure everything is labeled. I know I've had parents either labeling with their number or their initials, or I've even seen some parents making like little labels like on a label machine. And I'm not quite sure how they can get that on there, but they do. And it makes it very easy to where our lost and found is not just compiled with a bunch of things, but that these items are going back to your children and your house. So how do I get my child ready for TK? We want them to build their listening stamina, working on their name recognition, whether that's just seeing it, spelling it, being able to identify different letters in their name, as well as seeing it in different fonts. So I like to call it in my class like the fancy font, or like things that you would see like on the computer, or you can write it different ways, but being able to recognize their name. Holding their pencils and scissors with the correct grip. So making sure that it's not like a closed fist is something that we see often, but that it's actually in the proper placement. For scissors, being able to have the 2 fingers, 2 or 3 fingers, depending on the child, in the bigger part of the scissors, and then their thumb in the other. Being able to follow 2-step directions and being able to use the restroom independently. They need to be able to complete small tasks independently. That could be, like we said, the 1 to 2-step directions, but making sure that they are clear and precise directions and that they are able to do that independently. For restrooms, they need to be able to use them on their own. That includes wiping for both number 1 and number 2, washing their hands, keeping their hands and eyes to self. That includes like no peeking underneath the stalls or opening the door if one of them might forget how to lock it. That's another thing that I would definitely prep your little ones of doing, is locking it on their own and being able to use the restroom independently, and the proper amount of toilet paper, and making sure that they are not playing in the restroom. So we usually send 1, max 2 kids at a time, depending if it's an emergency, to use the restroom. I know in my own classroom, it's 1 boy and 1 girl at a time, unless it might be an emergency situation. For lunch and snacks, they are not allowed to share any kind of food whatsoever. They need to be able to clean up after themselves, eat food before playing, as that is something that I tell my kids all the time, is if we eat, we get our brains the fuel that they need in order to be nice and strong so we can continue learning. They need to bring healthy snacks, no candy, nothing super sugary like cookies and leftover Halloween candy. There will be no candy allowed on campus. And just to make sure that they understand that they cannot take each other's food either. So if someone next to you has the Cheetos that you wanted, but mom and dad packed you Sun Chips, they cannot take the Cheetos from the other child. They have to eat their own food.
I'm going to go over ways to stay in the loop so that you guys know how to get in contact with your teacher and with the school. As a school, we use this app called Class Dojo, and you will get a direct invite from your teacher once you find out who your child's teacher is at Meet the Teacher. We're able to post updates, and it's kind of like a little mini blog for families. And the school also has a Class Dojo page where they post updates on current events, calendars, and things like that. We also send home a biweekly newsletter where it just gives parents an up-to-date information on events that are coming up. We have this really awesome Reach Parent portal with lots of information. It's her new school website, and it has links for everything. It has the school calendar, information about teachers, nutrition, anything that you can think of, it's there on our website. Once this presentation is shared, the link attached to it will be live, and it'll take you straight to our Reach School website. We also have a Facebook and Instagram page that we update with events, pictures, and then of course, in order to stay in the loop with your child's grades in the classroom and their performance, all parents are given access to our Aries gradebook so you can see how your child is doing in class.
All right, so I'm going to go over supplies. So here are some supplies that we highly need throughout the year because we often use them. Band-Aids would be very helpful, especially when your child falls or has an accident or scrape their knees or anything like that. We'll have a Band-Aid handy, ready to go. We also often we use expo markers. So if you have expo markers, especially these brand expo markers, we use them all the time during centers, during whole group, small groups, everything. That way we don't waste a lot of paper, and it's also fun for the kids. We use tissues often. Because especially during the flu season. So if you have tissues that you would like to donate, that would be very helpful. We also use glue sticks. The jumbo ones or the small one are often needed because we do a lot of activities in the classroom, crafts and such. Pencils, we often use the larger ones because it's easier for our little ones to have a hold on them, and it's a better way for them to practice their grip. And so we highly recommend donating the larger pencils, but we also take the regular size as well. And just because of the pandemic and to keep everyone safe and clean, we are always in need of Clorox wipes. So if you have those that you would like to donate, that would be great because we have the kids wipe the classroom. So we ask for 2. So the Clorox wipe that we'll use as teachers because they have harsh chemical that kids should not touch. And then we also recommend the kid-friendly one. I think it's called the 7th Generation brand. So those are really good. And there are other brands that are kid-friendly as well. So if you donate those, we encourage the kids to wipe down their tables after centers before lunch and so on. We also highly recommend hand wipes for our students whenever we can't get to a sink or we have activities that requires paint or something dirty. So we use hand wipes in the classroom as well. And of course, with our pencils having very little eraser topper, we do ask for those larger erasers throughout the year to help with erasing mistakes when we do practice our writing. And of course, baby wipes are very helpful as well.
Okay, so for food allergies, please have a doctor's note ready and submit it to Miss Amanda, our school nurse. Report any food allergies to the office, and then they're going to ask you to fill out both the meal accommodation form as well as the health card. So the health card will stay with Miss Amanda up in the office, and then the meal accommodation form will also notify our nutrition staff of what your child can and cannot have based on their allergy.
All right, so some end of year events that we have, just so that you can look ahead. At the end of the year, we have our big spring performance and carnival, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So each class puts on a performance for families and staff. And then we also have a carnival. So we have different kinds of games. We have like face painting, hair painting, and different types of carnival games that you can win prizes to and stuff like that. And we know, I know that we have raffles as well for the end of year spring performance. And then we also have our STEAM Expo, where each grade level or each class focuses on a specific topic and a specific world issue. And then they're able to solve that issue using all the different components of STEAM. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And then we allow the kids to present everything that they've learned about that topic. And then we also have our field trip at the end of the year that hopefully we can get back to this year. Kindergarten and TK each have their own separate field trips. And so usually for field trips, we only allow 5 chaperones per class, and that's determined by a raffle. And then at the end of the year, of course, we also have our kinder promotion. which is free dress. Students don't need to be in uniform. And then we usually also provide caps that students can decorate for promotion as well.
So just don't forget to read all of the documents and flyers that are sent home, posted on Class Dojo and sent home to your student in their homework folder. Make sure that you sign up for the Kinder and TK assessment. So Rachel Staler should have emailed you a link to schedule, and it's also posted online. So when you get this slideshow, go ahead and click that link if you don't have it already. Get those scheduled. I believe that if you were in TK this year, you do not need to do the Kinder assessment, but check with Rachel on that to be 100% sure. If you're new to REACH, we definitely would like to do that. That way it helps us start the year off on a good note, knowing where your child is at. And then make sure you read and sign the parent-student handbook. Parents must sign with their enrollment paperwork. And as a parent myself, I'll tell you, there's a lot of great information in there that's going to help you start your year off and continue your time here at REACH well.
All right, some upcoming events, our big meeting group where we finally get to find out who your child's teacher is and we will get to know you. That will be on the 18th of August, time to be determined, but it is usually in the afternoon. This is where you get to pick up dismissal place cards, any other paperwork, bell schedules from the teacher. This is also the time to sign up for the nutrition program for free or reduced lunch applications will be available. And then this is when you also have an opportunity to sign up for the after school program. So all these different components can be done at our meet and greet event. And then the first day of school, the 22nd of August, which will be a Monday. We look forward to having all your kids in our class, and we thank you for joining us and look forward to meeting all of you. Are there any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or you may also place it in the chat. We will try our best to answer the questions. And if we do not have the answer right away, we will definitely find out the information and get back to you as soon as we can.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Hi, I was wondering, are you guys going to allow for volunteers, like parent volunteers next school year?
We're hoping that next year is more of a normal year that we've had before. So we're hoping that we're able to get volunteers back in the classroom, volunteers on campus for different events. And we're hoping to be able to host all of our special events that make REACH special.
Okay, thank you.
Question in the chat is how much homework per day, not counting reading, with the kinders have? It's usually one page per subject. So it'll be one reading page, one writing page, and one math page. Homework should be done in about 15 minutes or less. It is extra practice. So whatever we do send home is purposeful, and it goes along with what we're teaching in class, so the students are able to get that extra practice at home. Plus it lets parents know how their kids are doing in the classroom and if they're understanding the concept. Our question in the chat is, will the kinder promotion date be provided ahead of time? We always try our best to have the kinder promotion date available to parents and families as soon as it's available. For the after school program, forms will be available electronically. We will definitely look into that. We will also have like a Q&A session attached to this presentation. So we will definitely take a look to see if an electronic version is available, and we'll get back to you on that. Usually the TK and kinder assessment tests a little bit of everything, letter names and sounds, numbers, and it does test a few high frequency words. We just want to get an idea of where your child is. That way, as soon as the school year begins, we can begin small groups and begin our differentiation and meet your students' needs at their level. We have been fortunate that, along with other schools around us and in California, lunch has been free to all of our students these past 2 years. Not too sure what it's going to look like for next year, but we definitely do have a free or reduced lunch for those families that apply and qualify. PE for kinder, it's super fun. They have lots of different activities and they do rotate throughout the week. So sometimes it'll be learning how to dribble a ball. Sometimes it'll teach them how to kick a circle ball. So it's a little bit of everything, definitely honing in on those motor skills and teaching them in a fun way. TK students will not need to take the kinder assessment. If they were here at Reach already as a TK student, they will automatically be promoted into kinder, so no need to take the assessment. We will already have all the information from the previous teacher. Yes, PE is done daily for 30 minutes, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And on Fridays, they usually have house competitions once your kid is inducted into a house. Any other questions? If there are no other questions, you can always check the school website. If you have a specific question for any of the teachers, you can always email us. Our email is available. One quick question that popped up, any special clothes for PE? No, nothing to change into the kids do uniform. Kids do PE in their uniform. That's why we ask that they do have shoes that are appropriate for running and jumping and doing all of that. Always contact your teacher first for any questions about IEPs, SSTs, anything like that. Always contact teachers first, and then the teacher will contact the appropriate person, and then they will get in contact with you. Yes, the slideshow, the link to the slideshow will be shared as long as the recording to this presentation in case you want to go back to review it again. There is definitely more information on our precautions and safeties online. Feel free to take a look at that first. And then if you have any further questions, you can get in contact with our safety coordinator, Mr. Ruben. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name, Mr. Ruben Nolasco. All right, well, if there are no further questions, thank you so much for joining us this year to our TK Kinder Roundup. We look forward to having your child in class, and we're looking forward to having a more normal year and just getting into it and doing all the fun things that make our school special. And thank you for choosing us as your child's school. Thank you, everyone.